Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I'm working this 2018 Kyle Larson number 42 Xfinity DC Solar. This is what the decal sheet looks like. I've already cut out these bottom pieces here and gonna get them in the water. Let them sit there. Like with anything, you can't just, cut them out and put them on. You kind of have to line them up and just to make sure that they're going to fit the diecast body. Case in point, this piece here, this long nose piece, is actually too long on the diecast body. So what I did was I trimmed it here and here. I'm going to put these two pieces on first, and then the last piece I'll put on is this center piece, so it'll cover any overlap. Because if you put it on, these areas here will stretch behind the wheel well, and it just won't line up right. So, yeah. And I got my tripod in the mail yesterday, so I'm trying that out, so it's a different angle for you to see kind of what I see as I work these. Make sure all these are in the water. This is an old cutting board that I repurposed, and the reason I like it is it has this little lip around here. I can put different things in here. I used to have my tools would sit in here, but yeah, it's kind of a good size, and it's just a nice little working area for this. Putting coats of clear sealer on this Brandon Jones number 33. Got a couple coats on today. Put a couple more coats on. I saw a question, somebody asked me what I'd like to do when I'm not working customs. Case in point was yesterday. Drove down to Suffolk, Virginia to play in a golf tournament with my brother and a friend, and yeah, so that was fun. I don't play a lot of golf. I have played much more when I was younger, but I do enjoy playing golf. It can get kind of expensive, but it's fun playing a fundraiser golf tournament for the Good News jail and prison ministry down there, as they're raising money as they go in and work with criminals, people jailed down there, and teaching them about the Bible and trying to teach them, self-discipline and obviously what's right and wrong, because they've obviously done some things wrong to be in jail, and give people an opportunity for Bible study and just to rebuild a life that has kind of gotten off the rails, and trying to produce some productive members of society, good, kind people, and yeah, just a bunch of good people. So that was fun. So I enjoy playing golf. Came in third place, so that was good. Even though I haven't played much this year, we came in third place, so that was fun. I should say tied for third place. One stroke behind second place. So, I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, I guess you can. Got this in the mail yesterday. Another package from Pattos. So while we're waiting for these things to kind of loosen up with the water, let's see what we got in the mail from Patto. Or I'll show you what we got in the mail from Patto. All right, so I don't feel a lot of things sticking, so that's good. Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite schemes. I shouldn't say my favorite schemes. Any Matt Kenseth scheme is going to be one of my favorites. But this is the GameStop Rock Candy paint scheme that he drove in the Nationwide series back in, was it 2014, I think? And he drove to Victory Lane, I think it was at Homestead. And so this was, somebody requested this paint scheme, and so I'll be making that. That's a fun one. It's not too hard. It's white background, and you just kind of have to cut out these little pieces, these little individual pieces, and put them on, and it lines up pretty good. So yeah, so that'll be awesome. That'll be fun. And then we got a, looks like another Kyle Larson car. This is a Crest Xfinity car. Maybe 2015 time frame. So that'll be blue, like a medium dark blue color. So yeah. So that'll be a nice one. Be interesting if he gets back into the Cup Series with somebody. People might enjoy his cars a little bit more again. This is a Ryan Blaney Dickies car that looks like he drove in the playoffs that year. I'm trying to remember if this was 2018 or 2016. No, 2019, I think. But this is a Mustang. Yeah, so I think it's 2019. 2019 Mustang Monster, yeah. Okay. And then I had a request for this Ryan Newman Quicken Loans Smurfs 2 car. I think he drove this to Victory Lane at Indianapolis, if I recall correctly. So that'll be a good one. We've got another Ryan Blaney car here. This is the Duracell Optimum battery Menards car. Another, looks like another playoff car, Mustang, so that's 2019. Again, that'll be a bright yellow, I think. Yeah, that's a bright yellow car. And then another Ryan Blaney car. This is from his Xfinity days, where he drove the Pertec number 12. Kind of a bummer he got knocked out of the playoffs. Well, maybe you could say he knocked himself out of the playoffs, but at the end of the day, he's out of the playoffs this year. Kind of surprisingly, but he's out, yeah. And then the last sheet, this is an old, what's his name? His name escaped me real quick. It'll come to me. Juan Pablo Montoya, right. 2009 Target, number 42. And it's got Tums, Polaroid, Energizer, Lysol. So this was a custom request, 2009. I think that's a COT. And then I always like to make Matt Kenseth cars. This is a 2003. And I ordered this for myself because what I can do with this and some of my Smirnoff Ice logos is I can make a few more of the 2003 car that he drove at Texas, which was a dual DeWalt and Smirnoff Ice car. So with these decals, I can kind of make that. And the other thing that's nice to have are these little Smirnoff Ice logos here, because these can be used on other cars. Because Smirnoff Ice, these logos are not typically on 164 cars because it's that, strong alcohol drink. So they typically would leave these decals off, these secondary decals, because of that purpose. Not every car, but on some of them. So yeah, so that's, if you guys like to know what I'll be building here in the next couple months, that's why I show you these sheets, because that's kind of what's coming down the pipeline with Pattos decals coming in the mail. So, all right, well, let's start getting some of these on. This Kyle Larson car. I had to trim this ever so slightly. It was a little long. Some of these Camaro decals don't line up perfectly. And this is a little long. And so what I do is I just cut along this edge here, so that will fold around the side. I also play fantasy football. I've been playing fantasy football for a really long time. And so when you play fantasy football, you typically watch the games, NFL games. And so I enjoy that. Okay. Sometimes I'll leave these here, these little decals. Sometimes I won't. With the white background, I just figured I'd leave them there. And of course, with a wife and 2 daughters, I'm busy with that. With them, I should say that. But I'm busy with my family. And so that's kind of what I do when I'm not working these things. Of course, I have work, and as a homeowner, doing different things. Like I've shared in the past, I was doing some wood flooring. We were doing some painting in one of our rooms. So, home projects, I guess, is what I do. And then occasionally there's activities with the church that we do. We have a Saturday morning men's prayer breakfast at 7:30, so I enjoy that. There's a Bible study that I'm involved in on a Saturday nights. It's a phone Bible study. You call in, and yeah, that way anywhere, you could be anywhere, right? As long as you got a phone, you can participate. So that's good. And anywhere in the world, you can participate. So, yeah. So I kind of answer that question to people. I think it was Michael that asked in one of my videos what I do when I'm not working customs. And that's kind of it. I do like to cut out this little black decal to go into this cowl area when it's white like that. So, as opposed to just leaving it off, I'd rather not do that. And this Xfinity banner is a little bit different than what's there, so I'm going to put that on. It's got a little white on the sides. Normally I would just reuse, not put anything over on the hood there. And it's funny, as I'm looking at this, I see a little fuzzy on the windshield, so I'll take a toothpick, right? Try to get that fuzzy off the windshield on the inside there. It'll come out. Okay. So this is kind of unfortunate, but sometimes you get this decal that goes really wide, and you got to kind of stretch it over top of the diecast body that has this raised area here on the trunk. That's kind of a pain. So I try to get it as centered as I can. But it's just unfortunate. It doesn't really line up too well. You can see that. Alright, let me clean up some of this stuff here. Alright, let's get this roof piece on. Yeah, when I was in high school, there were some guys on the wrestling team that encouraged me to go out and play golf. They're like, hey, why don't you just come out? You can try out for the team, and, if you don't make it, big deal. But you get free golf for trying out for the team. And I had, just tried to start playing a little bit. And lo and behold, I tried out for the team and made the team, surprisingly. And yeah, so Played golf a little bit in high school. It wasn't that good. And then when I went to college, I went ahead and tried out for the college team, kind of thinking the same thing. And I think there weren't too many people that tried out for the college team. So I made it. It was kind of like, they needed like, I don't know, I can't remember if it was 9 or 10 people to be on the college golf team, men's golf, but there weren't too many people that tried out, so they weren't really cutting too many people. So I didn't really have to beat off too many people to make the team. But long story short, I think playing golf is actually a really good thing. If you can kind of afford it, right? You got to get your clubs and you got to practice. But yeah, I've played golf for years, and people do business deals on the golf course. People, you kind of learn etiquette and honesty, obviously, with the golf scores and just playing, following the rules. I think it's a good sport. I really do. And then, of course, you can get out and enjoy God's creation. Whether you're walking or riding in a cart, it's kind of fun. Sure, driving a golf cart's kind of fun too. But I think it's good. I think it's good to play sports. Played a lot when I was younger, but I definitely don't play much anymore. When you get a family and your money and your interests are in other things, and golf is really kind of a sport where you play with other people, not so much by yourself. So you find people that you play golf with, and if you don't really have that, then you're not going to play as much. So I got some microsole on here, and I'll help it kind of conform to the roof here. Just kind of let that work its way in. I want to get these pieces on the side in, because these can be a bugger. That's not too bad, actually. Sometimes they can be, anyways. And if you look at how I cut these, I cut it there's no excess, right? Oops, I dropped it. There's no excess decal that's not colored. So that way when you put it in, you're not fighting with anything that might have a problem conforming to the diecast body. It doesn't really need to be there. So let's see if I can get these to line up straight across. And actually, I tell you what, I'm going to get a little bit of this microsole in there. That'll just help it. There's a little tight groove in there on these Camaros in this front end. As it kind of comes around the front here, goes up this way, kind of tucks in there, and then there's a piece that needs to stick right there along this side. And this microsole really helps that decal to soften up and conform much easier to the body. Just once you put it on, you got to be careful not to rip the decal once you get it in place by trying to move it too much. So you kind of want to get in place and leave it. Okay. little wrinkle. Pulled it up, pushed it, pulled it out of that corner. It's not too bad. And then they have these pieces that kind of just go along the lines of the hood, or the roof. Yeah, the hood here. A little fuzzy on the side. See these roof, or these two pieces here come down this way, and I don't know, I guess they connect up here. So I need to tuck it into that little area right there by the windshield. So it's running right down along the side of the hood. See that? Right, coming down there. Pull it back a little bit. I don't want it over any overhang. Like that. And then you just kind of symmetrical, right? Try to get it symmetrical. Like that. And I got these Goodyears on the side. And I'm putting these in now because I don't really have too much concern about bumping into any of these side pieces. So normally I like to wait to put these on later, but I just kind of pull it a little bit forward. Like so. It doesn't show up very well at all. But that's the color that came with this. What I got here. It's kind of fuzzy. Yeah. So I'll keep working this. And work this roof in. And the side pieces. And yeah. Finish up this 2018 Xfinity Kyle Larson car today. Alright guys, God bless, take care, hope you like the new angle. I might try the other side next time, so see ya.